You have to ask questions that can reveal a pain point. So, what I'll try to ask more questions around usually takes me to ultimate conversation. It's usually questions around once they've built their code, they deployed it. If something comes up from a scan, how do they pass that back to a developer? How does the developer do that work? And then how do they send that scan off again? And how much time does that take? And it's shocking to hear, sometimes it takes like up to a week or longer for someone to get feedback on code that they submitted. They find out there was something wrong with it. By the time it gets passed back, they work on that code and get sent out. It's a major bottleneck. And so then you can just ask, wow, so that seems like a lot of time where you're just waiting and you're not actually doing new work or you're not innovating. If that was more streamlined and you were getting that feedback instantaneously, what would that be like? And that's where you can kind of see their eyes light up and say, well, that would be great. So now you're focusing on your ability to for speed and implementing their code and increasing operational efficiency is really the pain point that you focus on there. Or if you're having a conversation with them and you're talking about their process today, and they're talking about you have to scan more code, and you're like, well, why do you need to scan more code? Sometimes they'll share, well, we have compliance issues, right? We have internal or external audits. And then I'll try to dig in and say, okay, if you failed an audit, what does that mean for you? Like, oh, well, we can't fail this audit. We have to get to production. This product can't go out if we don't get this right. So we need to have some traceable, auditable process. And now I understand, okay, they have a pain point there. We try to understand what those pain points are, but it has to be their pain point. We can't just go in and say, GitLab can address your pain points, right? Because it's like, you don't know what my pain points are. So I think a common mistake is that people go in just saying, oh yeah, GitLab can help you. It's like, well, you don't understand the negative consequence I have yet, right? So not everyone has one. That's the unfortunate, honest answer. Not everyone is aware of or has, this is going to cost me $50,000 or $2 million every time this problem happens, or they're not aware of it. So you have to ask those questions of what is their current process today? If they were to fail an audit, what does that look like? What is their process for handing off code? How long does it take? What could they be doing with that time? There's the concept of the hidden factory, which is, you have all of these steps and tools and all of these things you're managing. If you could consolidate that, streamline it, there's this hidden factory of efficiency and innovation that you could unlock. And what would that allow your teams to do? So then the negative consequences, you continue taking a long time to do all your work, and you're not really enabling your teams to do their core competencies, which is developing great ideas and getting them out the doors. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but I would say you definitely need to uncover a negative consequence. And the best way to do it is to understand their process